Good afternoon. Today in social studies, we began the fifth and final lesson in tools of geography. So if you go to your Schoology page, materials, and then to the folder called tools of geography, let's open that up. And we are on types of maps. We have completed 5 themes of geography. We've completed the study of Earth. We've completed ways to show Earth's surface. We've completed understanding maps. And so we are on to types of maps. Let's open it up and see what comes next. First, we have our Connect. Then we have our Learn folder. And finally, our Understand folder, okay? So when we click on types of maps, we can see the instructions inside here. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. It says first, after we connect, we log into the online book. We open the online textbook to the section called Core Concepts 1.5, that should say. Preview the key ideas, the key terms, the pictures and headings, and make a prediction about what you're going to learn in the lesson. Then read the types of maps and answer the close reading questions, followed by completing the vocabulary review. So let's go ahead and get started. We click on Savas Realize. Savas Realize will load. We enter our username and password. And so remember, your username is your 200 at gibdis.org for students, and your password is shoemate1. Sign in. We're going to make our way to the book. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause this, and then you can slow it down and follow along to get to the book. Once we open up our textbook, I'm going to close that to get it out of the way. Inside our textbook, we got to go to section 1.5. So I am going to make my screen a little smaller. There we go, 100%. Two-page view. And then I'm going to flip over to 1.5. So as I said, we've completed the studying of 1.1. We've read that, answered some questions, and done some work. We've done 1.2, 5 themes of geography. We've also done 1.3, ways to show Earth's surface. Last week we finished the understanding maps section. So today we are in our final section, 1.5, types of maps. This is where we are, all right? Okay, we're going to do a preview of the key ideas and the key terms, and then we're going to look at the maps, compare the maps. Notice they all have titles, right? There's titles on all of them. Notice that they all have a compass rose, and a compass rose. Notice that they all have a scale and a scale right here, and a scale right here. Notice they all have grid lines, right? Those are some of the common features of maps that we have studied that happen on all maps, and we can use those to help us learn. All right, first of all, when we click on the microphone, it's only going to read this first section. So we're going to have to do the reading for each of these, right? The physical map section here is going to describe what a physical map is, right? It is a map that shows natural features such as elevation, okay, which is height above sea level. The political maps are maps that show human features such as political boundaries. And finally, a special purpose map can show either physical or human features, natural or human features. This one here in particular shows the results of an election, but a map such as a demographic map that shows where the population, the density is, that is also a special purpose map, but it shows human features, as does this. You could look at a map that shows maybe climate or rainfall. Those would be that would be a special purpose map, but it shows natural features. All right, so you'll read through these pages, you'll read through these captions, looking at the map and trying to understand them. When you are done with that, you're going to go to the close reading questions, and you're going to use these close reading questions to dig into those pages to really understand them even better. So study the physical map and its features. What is the highest point identified on the map? Use the scale to estimate the length of the West Coast from Canada to Mexico. Use the physical map. Which mountains in the U.S. have the highest elevation? Where are these mountains relative to other mountains? Now we're moving on to the political map. Consider the interaction between the political map and the physical map. How could a feature from a physical map, such as a mountain range, interact with information on several political maps? 5, also from the political map, find 2 states where the political boundary is created by a physical feature. How must leaders of neighboring states work together? Make sure and answer both parts of the question. Special purpose maps. What does the special purpose map on this page show? And of course, you should be going back and forth between the questions and the pages. The questions go with these pages in the book, so you have to have the pages open. How are special purpose maps similar? Referring to all special purpose maps. For example, all special purpose maps show the location or distribution of human or physical features. Last question, number 8, is the assessment. What is the difference between a physical and a political map? Physical shows natural features, political shows human features. All right. Once we are done with the close reading questions, now we go on to the vocabulary review. Click on vocabulary review. It opens in a new page, or if it doesn't open here, you can click on the arrow and it will open up here. Okay, you'll take some time. You'll review the vocabulary words. All right, and so height above sea level is elevation. Map that shows the location or distribution of human or physical features, that is a special purpose map. So you get the idea, okay? You'll review the vocabulary. There's only 4 words there. You'll use the vocabulary review to complete the learning section, okay? Once that's done, you go on to understand. You've got a couple of videos here that you need to watch. They just tell you the same thing about physical, political, and special purpose maps as the reading did, okay? So this just reinforces the learning from the reading. Moving on, we go to comparing map types worksheet. This is going to be the assignment that you turn in for a grade, and so you'll open it with Kami, and when you open it, you'll see that you are going to be using, you're going to be learning about more of the same: political maps, physical maps, and in this case, a climate map, also known as a special purpose map. So you'll be using the political map of Australia combined with the physical map or the forest map of Australia and the climate map of Australia to answer the questions below. Keep in mind, if the question is asking you 2 things, you need to answer both parts, okay? Make sure that you have a parent review the information before you submit, okay? Let's do 1 or 2 of these together. Which map shows the location of Australia's major cities? Well, let's look. No cities. There are cities here, and I can see in the key, major cities are listed. So the answer is political map. Let's do another one. Which state gets southeastern Australia's heaviest average annual rainfall? Which state? So I got to look at the rainfall map, okay, and I can see that some places get more than 60 inches, some places get 10 to 60, some places get less than 10. The question is, which state gets southeastern Australia's, so southeast is down here, which state gets southeastern Australia's heaviest average annual rainfall? Well, it doesn't give me the state names here, but if I scroll up and look at this map, I can see that Tasmania, it has some of that darkest purple. So Tasmania is going to be the answer to number 6 because it gets southeastern Australia's heaviest average rainfall. Okay. Let's do one more. Number 10. What forms most of the border between New South Wales and Victoria? And which map did you use to find your answer? So 2 parts, 2 answers. What forms most of the border between New South Wales and Victoria? Well, I can't see where those places are on this map, so I got to go up here to this map. Where is New South Wales? New South Wales is here. Victoria is here. What forms most of the border? Well, if I zoom in on this, I can see that most of the border is formed by the Murray River, and that can be found on the the political map. So I go down to number 10. I write in Murray River and political map. So answer the remaining questions on this page, and when you're done, you can turn it in. When you're done with that, you should spend some time studying for the test on Thursday. So if you go to Tools of Geography Test, click on that, click on Tools of Geography Practice Test, and go to, you can start a new one, or you can resume it if you have started it before. You can click on, I can click on the preview and start new attempt, and you can go through and answer all of the questions. All of the questions come from the reading. There are some questions on here dealing with types of maps. There's questions on here dealing with understanding maps. There's questions on here that deal with ways to show Earth's surface. There's questions on here that show geography's 5 themes. And there's questions on here that deal with the study of Earth, okay? All of those questions come from those pages in the textbook. So this is your practice test. If you know all of these, 22 of these questions will be on the final test on Thursday. All right. I hope this is helpful. If you have some questions or you need anything from me, always feel free to let me know. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.